We're here at Augmented World Expo, and what do we find in Silicon Valley? We find someone from Munising, Michigan. Is that correct?
Munising, Michigan.
Munising. I should know that, Leif Street. So what we have is a customer of a telephone company, the independent rural telephone company, and you're telling me, Jonathan, you have fiber to the home?
I have fiber to the home, yes. I'm a customer of Hiawatha Telephone in Munising, Michigan, and I have not one fiber line, but 2 fiber lines to the house, just kind of an artifact because I had 2 phone lines at one time. So very lucky to have that.
And now you're making me feel really bad because that's 2 more fibers than we have here in Silicon Valley, you know, the heart of a lot of technology. But it's interesting because you're actually out here for this conference. You work in high tech, kind of in the periphery of high tech. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do, because I think that'll tell us how important fiber and bandwidth is.
The fiber is actually very critical. I work in book publishing. I work for a technology publisher out of Manhattan, and I'm able to work from my home in large part because we do have that great connectivity in Michigan. So I have the office at home. I have all the same connectivity that people have in Manhattan, and you know, a little bit of travel to meet people in person, and then everything else I do is by the internet and by telephone. So it's the connectivity is just so important to me to have that.
Well, you're way up there in the Upper Peninsula, so you're not near Detroit or any major city, right?
We are probably 6 or 7 hours drive from Detroit, yeah. It's a long way. So when I moved up there in 2000, we actually had cable service at first, and the phone company hired the person who installed the cable in my house. And then when the phone company decided to roll out DSL, and this was quite a while ago, he came knocking on my door and asked if I wanted to be customer number 1, paying customer number 1. And of course I was thrilled to do that. I was so happy to do that. It was fun. And you know, at the time they gave me a little tour of the back end, and it was very fun to see how everything was connected up and the actual DSL wire coming into the building. It was fun to see that.
And then at some point they upgraded you to fiber?
They did. They did a rollout, I'm not sure, 3 or 4 years ago now, and they rolled out fiber to everyone, I think everyone in the service area, certainly everyone within the city. It was a very forward-looking move on their part to do that.
And you were telling me a little bit about customer service. What makes it different?
You know, the small town, right? We all tend to know each other. There's about 3,000 residents there. When I call for service, one time I called up and there was a connectivity problem. They put me right through to the person in the building where they have all the wiring terminated, who just picked up the phone and helped me solve the problem. Another time I called up, I remember they just sent someone out right away. No like appointment or the next day. They just called someone up on a truck and he was there in a few minutes and took care of what had gone wrong. So the service it's just wonderful service. I can't complain at all. It's better than people get in the bigger cities.
Yeah, I certainly know that. So Jonathan, it's been great meeting you.
Ken, you too. It's been fun.